Thors Thunder Thoughts. Your thoughts are your most powerful asset that you have, that you can utilize on an every single day basis. I created this podcast to help you weaponize those thoughts and level them up. What is happening, Viking crew? Got a good one for you today. Strap on in, let's dive into her. Anyway, so what I wanted to go over today is just something that really hit me in my life recently. I've been talking to a lot of different people about it, so I figured why not, audio it, because I know that you're going to get a bunch of value from this. So what I want to go over is kind of some stuff that people really struggle with, and society nowadays tells you a lot that you need to do, and it's just such the wrong advice and the wrong way to think about it. And I'm sure you can put yourself in these shoes in the situation that you've had, and I'll wrap this up and get it into a point that you actually understand in just a moment. But going about life where you are always splitting the difference is not a good way of looking at life and a good way of operating life, because you're never happy. And what I mean by that is you're always compromising yourself. Now, a lot of this premise comes from this book I read, and I believe everyone should read this book. It's called Never Split the Difference. It's by Chris Voss. He was a FBI interrogator, and he's super, super amazing. This book is arguably the best book I've ever read. It's just action-packed, and it's a book for salespeople, but you don't need to be in sales to get value from it. This could help you in your personal relationships. This can help you talking to your kids. It can help you in so many different ways. Just because it just goes over the nuances of more conversation and how they actually work and how you can actually feel full after a conversation. I think that is one of the most important things. I know for myself and my marriage, a lot of times we were compromising before, and it didn't feel good. And both of us were leaving upset. And that's what happens in life. When you compromise and you split the difference and you're always going in this middle ground, no one's ever, ever, ever winning. No one's ever getting what they want. Actually, not only is no one getting what they want, neither one of you guys are getting what you want. There's no one that's happy in this situation. So instead of making one person happy and one person unhappy, you're making two people unhappy. How does that even make sense? But that's how society has taught us to operate. That is how we live life now. It's oh yeah, you just got to compromise yourself. Why am I compromising myself? Why are we both compromising ourselves? If you have to, lose a discussion or not get what you want in a discussion, that's cool. As long as you get the next one. You know what I mean? At least one person's happy there. At least you're going in a direction at that moment in time. But what I just wanted to say here, and if you guys have never read that book, I would just strongly recommend it. Put it to the top of your reading list. I know for me, I'm constantly reading new books. I'm constantly trying to invest in myself. And I've read this book, I think, 3 times now. So I definitely recommend you reading it. But to my point is, when you're discussing things and doing actions upon yourself, don't split the difference in between it. Don't choose the options that no one's winning, no one's happy with. Because if you're doing that, all you're doing is breeding more resentment in your life. So let's just say you're in a conversation with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and you're talking to them about something, and you want to do one thing, they want to do another thing. Well, you both can't get what you want. So say this time we're going to go do what I want, and next time we're going to do what I want. And then at least you're both okay, cool, we're happy. That's a good agreement. That's not splitting the difference. That's letting somebody win, and you get to win in the future. So you're making a deal. And it's just say if you're in business and sales and you're talking to somebody and what they're saying is not going to help them. Say if they're okay, well, just give me some time to think about that. And what they're doing is they're saying, I'm not really ready to make this commitment that I know that I need in my life, but I'm just not ready to do that. And you accepting that is you accepting the middle ground. And a lot of times that's not what you should be doing. You should step up to the plate and be okay, cool. Well, what do you have to think about in this situation? What are you pondering about? Why are you staying the same? Because taking no action is the middle ground. That's staying the same. That's not going anywhere. That's not doing anything. So what you have to do is elevate yourself to the next level of either pushing people to actually take those actions and saying, well, what you're thinking about, and then how is that going to help you? And my job is to make sure that you're making the right decisions in life, that you're taking the right actions. Me letting you go where you don't actually know what you're about to go think about, but you're just using an excuse it's not going to help anybody. You say dealing with a coworker that you don't like the way that they're acting, and you very, very low key bring it up about the way that they're acting, how it's making you feel, and then you just brushing it off isn't actually helping your situation. You're just growing more resentment for that person, and you're lowering your standards. So what I want to say, and I'm going to want to wrap up this whole point, is stop splitting the difference in your life. Either take the action or make the deal where you get the later dividend. There's no more middle ground for you. Don't make those middle ground movements. Don't make those middle ground actions where you're not feeling good about it just because you don't want to take an action in either direction. If there's somebody else that's winning in the equation and you're losing, just know and make it sure that they know too. The next time it's on, you get to win that one. You're giving them this one, but they don't get to win every single time. So stop splitting the difference. Stop lowering your standards and continue to rise to the top. That's all I got to say today. Anyways, have a great, blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow.